Chapter 1, Growing Up. People ask me if I remember performing music growing up. The truth is that I remember very little else. I didn't do well in school. I wasn't good at making friends. I was good at music. In my house, my brother, sister, and I were challenged, and we were rewarded when we learned new songs. We all took piano lessons. We all performed. My dad was a pastor, so he always had us kids singing on stage at church. We performed as individuals, in duets, and in trios. We gave out audio tapes of us singing as Christmas gifts. Singing was like speaking in our house. Music was my life. I arrived into the world on January 21st, 1978, as Joel Philip Stacey, the third child of Gary and Adriel. I don't remember when it first happened, but I've always been called Phil. Everywhere I've moved since I was a child, I've tried to get people to start calling me Joel. If you watch my American Idol audition, you can hear Simon Cowell refer to me as Joel, but host Ryan Seacrest called me Phil, and that was that. I was born in Harlan County, Kentucky. Harlan County was a coal mining area, and my dad was a Church of God pastor. We come from a long line of coal miners, preachers, farmers, and musicians. Both sides of my family are from Pioneer Day, Kentucky. I never watched it, but there was a popular television show called Justified that was based on the city of Harlan. They still make moonshine there. It's that kind of town. My father wasn't always a preacher. He was the son of a preacher, and he went to Lee College, a Christian college in the mid-1960s. Dad's life was kind of derailed during the Vietnam War era. The details are cloudy because there are still things he won't talk to me about. For a time in the late 1960s, he was AWOL from the military, and it was during this period that he tried to become a professional musician. He played keyboards and trumpet in Chicago, Illinois, and connected with some really big stars at the time. But eventually, when he had run out of gigs and options, he turned himself into the local police. After my father served his time and fulfilled the rest of his enlistment, he actually tried to become a career military guy. No, they said, we don't need you. My dad is a patriot. He always has been. I guess I would call him a hippie patriot. Vietnam was traumatic for him. He's told me a few stories. In one of them, his company heard rustling in the leaves. They all simultaneously turned their M16s toward the noise and started firing. When the dust had cleared, there were 1 million pieces of a bunny rabbit all over the place. That describes Vietnam, my father said. Every single sound, every little impulse was terrifying. His typical response to questions I asked when I was younger was that anything that happened before he got saved didn't matter. He was born in 1945, but he says his life truly began when he surrendered his life to Christ in 1971. He eventually met my mom, returned to Lee College, today it's Lee University, graduated and became a minister. He served first as a music minister and then as an associate pastor, and then he started pastoring churches of his own. The Harlan County Church was his first lead pastor role. My father is a great musician. He's skilled at both the trumpet and piano, and he has a brilliant musical mind. He served on music boards in the church, and he wrote lots of convention songs and modern hymns. My father also sang. He would never call himself a singer because he was a band guy first, but he had a beautiful voice, and more importantly, a very emotional voice, a dramatic voice. When I was a kid, I was sitting in church while Dad sang an old song called The Day He Wore My Crown. Sandy Patty later recorded it. I just bawled. I was 5 or 6 years old, and I cried because Dad's performance was so emotionally powerful. It was a landmark moment for me because it was when I first recognized music's strong influence on people. My mother, Adriel, was born in 1953 in Neon, Kentucky, another region full of coal mining towns. She was also raised in a pastor's home. In a pastor's home, there's always a lot of pressure, and my mother and her siblings definitely weren't immune. In spite of this, she grew up with a love and passion for ministry and used the incredible voice God gave her to sing and minister all over Kentucky. Gary met Adriel while he was playing the piano at a camp meeting in Kentucky, which is like a regional spiritual revival. They were married in 1973.